So let's say if you do not mention anything, let's say you do not mention anything. Let's do the same thing again. What do you think it will happen if you do not mention anything? While okay, number we have to assign again because the current value of number is, guess what? Oh, sorry, it was the in the last session. So number equals to 10. We again put 10 as our number. While while number not equals to 0, cap print 10. Okay, sorry. Print number and number equals to number minus 1. So you get it like this. So ready? 3, 2, 1. Let's get started. Oops. Sorry. I used that condition again, right? Yeah. So sorry for my mistake. If I do not mention this, if I just say, let's say this condition will always be true, and I do the same thing, print number, and then I tell number equals to number minus 1. See what happens. As you can see, if you do not stop, this will keep on decreasing, okay? You cannot stop it. And that's why we must use condition. Control C to stop it. Control C. Done. And we stopped it. So did you notice if we do not mention any condition, what happens? It will keep on decreasing the value. Keep on decreasing the value because in the loop you have said, while true. So the condition is true, right? Condition will always be true. Condition will always be true. Print number, it prints the number. Number minus 1, so 0 minus 1, number was 0, okay, whatever. So 0 minus 1, minus 1. While condition is obviously true. Obviously true it is. Now again, print number, number equals to number minus 1, minus 2. Because it starts 0, then minus 1, then minus 2, minus 3, minus 8, keeps on decreasing the value till this point. Okay, where it is? Yeah, till minus 1199. Okay, so that is the power of loops. And the next thing we are going to do is to find the sum of n numbers. Okay, and n means whatever you like, whatever number you like. So let's say number is, let's say, 5. Okay, now find the sum of all numbers till 5. Okay, so that means 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, that will give us 15. Okay, we will do this in using while loop. Okay, so what is the loop here? Basically we won't count this 0 in because 0 does not 0 won't add anything. Okay, it remains the same. So basically what we are going to do is while number not equals to 0. Okay, before that thing, just let me show. Before starting any loop, make sure you have declared a variable, because if you do like this, okay, I'll show you. If you will have to set a variable with a 0, and that is sum equals to 0. this is the variable where we will put the addition of numbers. Okay, so while, give a space, number not equals to 0, sum plus equals to number, number minus equals to 1. So basically this number minus equals to 1 is same as number equals to number minus 1. I have shown you in the last assignment video. Okay, so this is the same thing basically. So I prefer writing this number minus equals to 1. That means number equals to number minus 1. It is the same thing. So we're just gonna do this, and now loop has ended. So print, see, you get 15. So how does this work? Let's take a look. Okay, now currently the value of sum is 0. Okay, loop starts here while, that means it is checking, it is like a if else condition. Okay, while number not equal to 0. So what is the current value of number? The current value of number is 5. Okay, the current value of number is 5. So 5 not equal to 0, definitely 5 not 0, then this is true. Since this is true, these things inside will execute. So first, sum plus equals to number, that means previous value of sum plus number. That means it is same as writing sum equals to sum plus number. If you have seen my last video, you might know sum equals to sum plus number. It is the same writing sum plus equals to number. So sum plus equals to number, that means previous value of sum, that is 0 plus number. And what is the current value of number? 5. So 0 plus 5 is currently 5. Now number minus equals to 1, that means subtract 1 from number. So the current value of number is 5. Now you subtract 1, the result is 4. Okay, the result is 4. Now again these things executed, then again it will come, the interpreter will come here and will check this condition while number not equals to 0. So now the current value is not 5. Now the current value is not 5 since 1 has been subtracted from the number. So the current value is 4. So is 4 not equal to 0? So definitely this is true. Sum plus equals to number, that means previous value of sum. So previous value of sum is no more 0. It is now 5 because last time when we added it was 5. Now 5 plus 4 is 9. 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Now again number minus equals to 1. We subtract another, we subtract 1 from the number. So what was the number? What was the current value of the number? The current value was 4. So 4 minus 1 is 3. Again the interpreter comes back here while number not equal to 0, that means 3 not equal to 0 because the current value of number is 3, because 4 minus 1 here it was 3, then it will come back again here. So now number is 3, so 3 not equal to 0, definitely sum plus equals to number, that means previous value of number was 9 and the current and now we add the current value. The current value is 3, so 9 plus 3, 10, 11, 12. Now number minus equals to 1, so the current value of number was 3 and we subtract 1 from it, so we get 2. Now again the interpreter will come back here to check number not equals to 0, so 2 not equals to 0, definitely true. So this is true. Now these will execute. So sum plus equals to number. What was the previous value of 9? It was 12. It was 12. It was 12, right? 4, 5, 6, 9, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, it was 12. So now it will add 2. 12 plus 2 is 14. Okay, 12 plus 2 is 14. Previous value of sum was 12 and the current value of number is 2 because we had subtracted 1 from 3. So it was true. It was 2 and now the current value of number is 2. So 2 plus 12 is 14. Now again number minus equals to 1. We subtract 1 from 2. It gives us 1. Now again interpreter will come here. Number not equal to 0. it will check 1 not equal to 0, definitely. Again these will execute sum plus equals to number, that means previous value of sum was 14 and the current value of number is 1, so 14 plus 1 gives us 15. Again number minus equals to 1, that means 1 minus 1, it gives us 0. Now again interpreter will come here and it will check number not equal to 0, so 0 not equal to 0, so 0, if I write 0 not equals to 0, it will give us false. So that means 0 not equals to 0, it gives us false. So that means this is also false, because 0 is equal to 0. 0 is equal to 0. Definitely 0 is 0. 0 is not 0. This is false. Okay. And that's why it will not execute, because this condition is false. So that means these will not execute. So the final value of sum is 15. So that is the power of loop. We can do the same thing. We can just do this exactly same thing with this thing. Okay. And but remember these two. Remember to initialize variables before starting loops. So now, since we have seen how to add numbers, let's do the same thing with numbers like 10. So let's just replace numbers, number equal to, let's say 1, okay, this much, okay, this is, let's keep it 10,000. While, okay, and remember to initialize the variable sum or whatever you like, but initialize the variable, because this is the variable where you will actually add things, okay. Now you will write while number not equals to 0, sum plus equals to number, and number minus equals to 1. Print sum. So this is the sum. This is a huge, this is a very huge thing. So if you write like this, 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 3 plus like this, okay, 3 plus 4 plus 5. If you write like this, it will take so much of time. But using loops, we can just do this in, okay, we can just do this in 1, 2, 3 lines. Just 3 lines we used, and we get the sum. This big sum, okay. So that's how loops work, especially while loops work in Python. So now let's do some another interesting stuff with Python. So if I tell you, sorry, if I tell you that number is 1000, okay. Now if I tell you that find all the numbers that are even and that are odd between 0 to 1000, what will you do? What will you do? While again we will use the same thing, exactly same thing. Number not equals to 0. What we'll basically do is we will add a condition. If you have seen my first video, I maybe used it there, but this is how we find out odd and even numbers. If the number is divisible by 2, that means it is 0. Okay, so if I say number mod 2 equal to 0, again tab. See, I use two tabs, one for the loop, one for the conditional. Print, use the f string. I love this thing. Use the f string. um, I guess you have seen what f string is, because I have shown you in the previous solution of assignment 2. So f number is an is an even number. Number is even, else we use two traps. F number is odd. Oops, number is odd. Okay, there we go. And finally, we definitely subtract 1 every time. So number minus equals to 1. If you do not do this, remember, uh, this will continue. Okay, this will become an infinite loop. Okay, this will become an infinite loop because number will never be 0, because number is not decreasing, right? Because if you do not write this, number will be the same always. Number will never be 0 because number is 1000. If you do not subtract 1 every single time, number will never be 0, number will never decrease. So that's why it will become an infinite loop, it will never end. So now, so let's see what is happening. Okay, okay, that's enough. So as you can see, 495 is odd, 494 is even, 493 is odd, 492 is even. Okay, like that. So how is it happening? Let's see. Let's check it out. Okay, let's check it out. So what actually is happening is, we say value of number is 1000. Now we check while number not equal to 0. So number's value is 1000, which is clearly not 0. That means these things will execute. So now the interpreter checks if number is divisible by 2, because any even number when divided by 2, the remainder will give you 0. Anything divided by 2, you will get 0. And that's why yeah, that's how you can understand that it's an even number. You cannot divide an odd number by 2 and get remainder 0. You can't. Okay, so if the number is divisible by 2, this sign means modulus. Modulus means remainder. If you divide the number by 2, okay, if the remainder is 0, this is the remainder. Okay, if the remainder is 0, that means if number divided by 2 gives remainder 0, that means it is even, or else it is odd. So now since number is 1000 divided by 2, that means it is even, it gives you 0, right? So print number is even, so 1000 is even. Now since, because this is else part, this will not get executed since this has been already executed. So number minus equals to 1. So 1000 minus 1, 999. So 999. If number divisible by 2 gives you 0, so divide 999 by 2, you will never get 0. So that's why this part will execute. Number is odd. And this continues until, this number becomes 0. This will keep on decreasing and finally it will become 0. But it will take a lot of time, so that's why I just I had to press Ctrl C to stop this loop. You can anytime press Ctrl C to stop the loop. Okay, phew. So I guess that was clear to you guys. Now if I say, there are few other things that I can show you. For example, if I say that, okay, number equal to 10, sorry, while again number not equals to 0, what you have to do is print f square of number is oops, print square of number is number star 2. This star 2 is basically power, that is number power 2, and power 2 is square. So that's why I have written square of number is this, and print, I just basically use the same line, so I use the up arrow to bring the same line, and I basically change this to 3, that means number power 3, and I just change this to cube. Okay, cube of number is number star 3. Star means power, that is exponent. Okay, so number power 3 is cube. Obviously 2 to the power of 3 is 2 to the 4, 4 to the 8, 8, okay. 3 to the power cube, that means 3 to the power 3 is 27, okay. Just like that, 3 to the power 2 is 9, that is the square. So I just press enter, as you can see, control C, control C. Oops, again I have made that mistake. I have made that mistake because I haven't subtracted the number. Did you guys see? Yeah, I haven't subtracted the number. This is what happens when you do not subtract. This is 10 and this will always be the same. This will never change. That's why you can see 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. This will always be 10, okay. That is why sometimes using while loops is, you know, it becomes hard sometimes. While number not equals to 0, and just number minus equals to 1, that means number equals to number minus 1, you will subtract every time. Just enter, okay. See, completed. Square of 10 is 100, cube of 10 is 1000, square of 9 is 81, cube of 9 is 729, square of 8 is 64, cube of 8 is 512, square of 7 is 49, cube of 7 is 343. Just like that, it will continue till it becomes 0. Once in this stage, the value of number is 1, right? Now when we decrease another 1 from it, it becomes 0, and this condition becomes false immediately, and thus this won't get executed, and that's why the program stops here. So as you can see, the loops has got immense power, just immense power it has got. Now I will continue to show you for loops, okay. For loops are very interesting, so let's have a look at them. So before that, let me tell you what for loops are. For loops are basically same type of loops where you actually do not mention the condition. You actually do not mention the condition because in other languages, in for loops, in other languages, you had to mention condition. Although it was not compulsory, but not mentioning a condition will make an, loop will infinite, okay. But in this language, that is in Python, there is no for loop basically. It is called a for loop, but it is not a for loop. It is actually a for each loop. For each loop, okay. That is the difference. If you come from C, C++, Java background, you must have used for I equals to 1, I less than equals to blah blah blah, I plus plus, okay, like that. But this is not the case here. That was for loop. This is for each loop. But in Python, this for each loop is called for loop, okay. And what is the syntax of for loop? So let's see. Syntax for, okay, and note down all of these, okay. Note down all of these because these are pretty important. Everything is important here. So what is for loop? For loop looks like this. For variable name in iterables or can be iterables, it can be range, it can be a range function, or you can use any string, or in for loops you can use absolutely anything, okay. For loops are very flexible for this reason. You can use either iterables I'll show you later. This is a very vast topic and I'll show you later. You can use range. This is what we are going to use today, and this is also we are going to use today, okay. Now again, this colon is mandatory because this is Python Pro. Again, action 1, action 2, action 3, okay. So that's how you write for loop. Again, rules are same. You give a tab, okay. Do not use space. You can definitely use space, but it will make your program more prone to errors, okay. So try to use tabs for this reason. So now let's use for loop. Now let's do the same thing exact same thing. So what are the things that we did? What are the things that we did? We printed a sequence of numbers. So let's say, remember I did that from, I said, okay, from you choose a number, let's say 100 by 1000, okay, you choose anything, okay, and I just print from 0 to 1000, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that, or I can even count down, okay. So first let's start with um, counting up. Let's start with it. So for x, it can be anything. It can be elephant, it can be a dog, it can be a cat, it can be boogeyman, whatever you like, okay. It can be what, it can be, okay, it can be egg, it can be potato, whatever you like, okay. I just use x. For x, it is a variable name. In, this is very important, in range, this is a function because you are using brackets with it, so it's a function. Now in this function you have to provide three things. First let me show you things. In this function you have to provide three things: start, end, step, okay. Now these things are basically, this and this are optional, but this is compulsory. So you do not need to provide them this and this, but you have to provide them this one. And remember this thing, it will always start from zero. It will always start from zero, and whatever you have given, it will, iterate one less. So what I mean is, if you say, let's say I give 10, print x. See what happens. For x in range 10, it print x. That means start from 0, go up to 9, and print all the numbers. So for x in range 10, so it starts from 0, so it prints 0. Now again it will increase because because this will increase till 9, okay. Now what is the value of x? It was 0 previously, now it is 1, it will print 1. Now it is 2, it will print 2. Now it is 3, it will print 3. Now it will continue till 9. And why 9? Why 9? Because you have said range 10, that means print 10 values basically. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So as you can see, you had said you need 10, it gave you 10. It actually gave you 10, but it starts from 0. That's why it never reached 10. So if you really want to reach 10, what you have to do is basically go there, or simply 11, okay. Print x. See, but this time since you gave them 11, it gives you 11 values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Count it, it will be 11. Now if you do not want this to start from 0, you have to mention to the function that you want to start from 1, not from 0 but from 1. So as I said, for x in range, start, end, step. So replace this with 1, it will start from 1. Replace this with whatever number you like, 11, and okay, just remove, oops, and just remove this, okay, completely remove this, colon, print, oh yeah, add a space obviously, print x. So as you can see, you asked the computer to print all the values from 1, starting from 1, and print 11 values, okay, starting from 1, print 11 values. So it starts from 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, okay, because whatever you enter here, whatever you give here, it will iterate one less. It will iterate one less, because by default it would have iterated from 0, but you yourself said that you have to start from 1, so that's why 0 is not printed here. And you actually deducted 1. You told the computer to print 11 values, but it gives you 10. Why it gives you 10? Because you told the computer to start from 1. It's not his fault. Okay, so for x is 1, it prints it. X is 2, x is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 till 10. Okay, that's how for loop works. Okay, now let's do the same thing we did. Okay, before that I would show you the third parameter. Okay, these things, whatever you pass inside a function, is called a parameter. Okay, so again, for x in start, end, step. So if you say this start, end, step, now replace the, you don't need to write, I am just showing you for demonstration purposes. So start it from 1, end it to 11, and step, let's say by default it is 1, but if you want to change, you can change. Let's say 4. Okay, let's say 5. Okay, no, let's say 2 step. Print x. As you can see, the value of x is first 1, because it starts from 1. You have mentioned 1. Now it takes 2 steps, so 1 plus 2 is 3. Now the value of x is 3. Now again it takes a jump of 2, so 3 plus 2 is 5. Now again it takes a jump of 2. 5 plus 2, 7. Now again it takes a jump of 2. It is 9. But now if it takes another 2, it would exceed this value. Okay, because it will never reach to this value 9. If you add 2 with 9, you will get 10, 11. But since you have mentioned 11, it won't go 11. It really won't go 11. If you want this to go 11, you will have to add one more thing, 12. You have to do this. Okay, print x. As you can see, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. Now it can print, because it will always be it will have to be less than this endpoint. So in this case, if you add 2 to 9, it will be 11, which is same as the end. So it won't be printed. But in this case, if you add 2 to 9, it becomes 11, which is 1 less than 12. Okay, that's why you can print it. So that's how for loop works. So now another way, if I say that add all the numbers from 0 to 100 or 0 to 1000 for x in range start, end, step. Okay, so you just skip the step and you say I need 1000. This is the end point. Okay, so it's better if you give 1001. Oops, I forgot to initialize things. Okay, forgot to initialize things. So initialize a variable 0. Now sum plus equals to x, and that's all you will do. See, the same amount you received, but here you just only use 2 lines. You said for x in range 1001, sum plus equals to x. That means x will continue to increase till 1000, 1 less than 1001. Okay, and for every x, previous value of sum plus x. So in the first case, sum was 0, x was 1, 0 plus 1 is 1. Now the sum is 1. Again, x is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3. Again, x is 3, 3 plus 3 is 6. Like that, it will keep on increasing till x becomes 1000. That is 1 less than 1001. And finally, the sum will be this. Okay. Now about the Okay, let's say you want to print all the let's say even numbers. So there is an easy way out there. You don't have to add conditionals. For x in range, let's say you want to print all the even numbers between 1000. You take 2 steps. Forgot to enter this. Print x. Oh damn, it's happening. Oh yeah. When you provide the last parameter, which is the step parameter, you must have to provide this one also. Okay, if you provide this one, you may or may not provide this one, but if you provide this one, you must provide start as well as end. So as you can see, it will give you print all the even numbers from 1 to 1000. 0 plus 2, 2 is an even number, 4 is an even number, 6 is an even number, 8 is an even number, 10 is an even number. Okay, so that's how it works. That's how it works. Okay, you don't have to add conditions. If number divided by 2 gives you remainder of 0, it is even. You don't have to specify the computer, because you tell the computer to start from 0 and print all up to 1000, because it will obviously print less than 1001 and take 2 steps. So 0 plus 2, it will take 2 steps. Okay, that's how it works. For even numbers, this will actually work for even numbers. Okay, and if you want odd numbers, then what you can do is put this -1 and you're good to go. Print x. So now as you can see, it will give you odd numbers. See, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13. And why it is happening? Because you are starting from -1. -1 plus 2, what happens? 1 plus 2, 3 plus 2, 5 plus 7 plus 2, 7 plus 2, 9, and this continues till it reaches this number. Okay, so it is easier actually. It is much easier than using while loops. So that's how you work in for loops. Okay, now there are concepts of nested loops, and I'll show what nested loops look like. Okay, and I'll show it using for loops. For x. Okay, but before showing that, let me show you one little trick. Okay, let's say for x in okay, see, what I did is for x in Subhodeep Sarkar, print x. So basically I told the interpreter to print every alphabet in the whole string one by one. And yeah, this is also an alphabet. That's why you can see a space here. Computer will also count a space. Okay, this is also a character. This is also a character. Okay, that's why first x is s, then x is u, then x is b, and it continues till this one, till r. Okay, it will continue. So that's how you can work with strings, and we will modify strings using loops a lot later in the course, but I'm just showing the fundamentals of loops right now. So you can use loops to print strings. Now you can use nested loops. And what is nested loops? For inside for, while inside while, whatever. Okay, for, let's say I want to print this thing, one. Okay, not this thing, let me show you. Let's say I want to print this thing there. I want to print this thing. Okay, so how can I do this? I can do this using nested loop. Now let's understand the logic behind this. And I'll give you assignment based on these only. So please listen very carefully. Let's say for x in range 5. Okay, 6 because I want you guys to print up to 5. For x in range 6. Again use for y in range x. I'll show you the code. Just hold on. Print y. N equals to print oops, I made a mistake here. 5 1 to 5 will go 1 to 5. Yes, it should go for y print. Okay, perfect. Not again. Why the hell is it happening? Oh damn, not again. I hope it happens this time. N equals to print. So as you can see, it happened. So what's happening behind the scenes? Okay, let's understand what's happening. So basically, what is the value? Okay, for x in range 1 to 6. What is the first value for x? Yes, it's 1. So now x is 1. Now inside this for loop you say for y in range 1 comma x plus 1. So this means start from 1 and end whatever x is right now plus 1, because if you do not add this plus 1, it will never print x. It will always print 1 less than x. So that's why you had to add 1. Okay, so what is the first value for y? It is 1. It is 1. It prints y, and that is 1. What is the value for y? It was 1. It printed 1. And what is this thing? You have never seen this, right? End equal to two quotes. This basically means you, whenever you write things, print hello. See, it gives you a new line every single time. But if you do this one, it will give you new lines. Okay, it will actually won't give you new lines. It won't give you new lines. And once you exit from this loop, you print an empty line. You put an empty line basically. So what I am doing is for x in range 1 to 6. So the first value is 1 for x. Now for y in range 1 comma x plus 1. So what is the first value for y? It is 1. Print y, that means print 1. Print 1. Do not give a new line. Okay? Again, the interpreter goes here for y in range 1. Now the problem is, what is the value of x currently? The value of x is 1, right? The value of x is 1. And where it should end? 1 comma 2. 1 plus 1, that is 2. And what is the current value? It is 1. That means it won't print anymore. That's why it is 1. It won't print anymore, right? Because if you say, this is basically saying 1 comma 2. So what would it print? Start from 1, end in 2. And any for loop will print end minus 1. So the end is 2 and you minus 1. That means 1. So end in 1, start in 1. So basically means print only 1. Okay. Now that means this loop has finished execution. Now it will go here. For x in range 1, 6. What is the second value for x? The second value is 2. Because 1 has been over. Now it's 2, right? Now again this loop will execute for y in range 1, x plus 1. What is the first value for y? Again it will start from 1. It won't start from the previous one. It's again a fresh loop. It is again a fresh loop. So what is the first value for y? It is 1. So 1 gets printed. What is the second value for y? It should end x plus 1 times. That means the current value of x is 2. And it should end in x plus 1, that is in 3. So the next value is 2. So print 2 without giving a new line. Do you get this? Without giving a new line. So 2 is printed. Again the interpreter goes here and checks. But this time there's no more number left because value of x was 2. And you had to print x plus 1. You have to end in x plus 1, that is 3. So it has already printed 2. Which is less than 1, and if you print again, it will be 3, which is not possible in for loop, because in for loop it will print 1 less than the end position. Okay, so the end position is 3, so it will print up to 2. So next, again it will go here for x in range 1, 6. What is the current value of x? So 1 is over, 2 is over. The current value of x is 3. For y, now again this loop will start fresh. For y in range. What is the first value for y? 1. It will print 1. What is the second value for y? 2. What is the third value of y? 3. What is the fourth? There is no fourth. Why? The reason is, what is the current value of x? It is 3. What is the end point? 4, because 3 plus 1 is 4. Every for loop prints 1 less than the end, that is 3, and it has already printed 3. That is no more execution. Again come to here. Okay, about this thing, this will print a new line. This will give you a new line. If you do not do this, this will come here, this will also come here, this will also come here, and this will also come here. So this is necessary to give new lines. And if you do not give this, this 2 will come here, this 2 will come here, 3 will come here, this 2 will come here, 3 will, everything will be in a separate line. So this is what you do not want. You want to make a pyramid. Okay, so this continues. Okay, so now again the value of x is 4. 1 is over, 2 is over, 3 is over. Now the current value is 4. Okay, for y in range 1, x plus 1. So the first value of y is 1, you print it. Second value is 2, third value is 3, fourth value is 4. There is no fifth value. Why there is no fifth value? Current value of x is 4. You have to end in 5. For loop will always print 1 less than the end, that is 4. It has already printed 4. So no more execution. Go back to the first loop. Okay, yeah. Give a new line, then go back to the first loop. What is the current value of x? It is 5. It is the last value. Why? Because here it will end in 6. But every for loop ends 1 less than the end. That's why the final value of x is 5. Because it cannot increase more. It cannot increase more because here is already 6. It cannot increase more. So for y in range 1, x plus 1, first value is y, second value is 2. First value is 1, second value is 2, third value is 3, fourth value is 4, fifth value is 5. Again, it will end in x plus 1. That means value of x is 5. It has to end in 6. And every for loop will print 1 less than the end. That means it will complete this in 5. So that's how for loop works. Nested for loop works. You can also do like this while okay, so I can say like this. Let's declare a number. You can also do like this: number equals to 5. number 2 equals to number 2 equals to 10, you can just do while number not equals to 0, number not equals to 0, while number 2 not equals to 0, you put another while loop, print number 2, oops, not again dude, print number 2, yeah, print number 2. Now when you actually do this, you just press enter, sure, okay, you obviously direct it or else it will be infinite loop. So number 2 minus equals to 1, and you again this you have to deduct this also, because you will have to deduct this one also, else it will become another infinite loop. So number minus equals to 1. So now as you can see 10 9 8 7 6 5 4 3 2 1, as simple as that. It will do like this. You can also do this like, let's say 1,6, and again for y in range 1, x plus 1, 1, x plus 1, x plus 1, print this time let's say x. If you do not give all those, you can see 1 2 1 2 1 2 2, okay, 1 2 2 3 3 3 4 4 4 4 5 5 5 5 5. Okay, this is very ugly, but I can do like this. You will just say end equals to this, that means do not print a new line, and then you say print a new line. If you do this, this is what you get: 1 row, 2 row, 3 row, 4 rows, 5 rows. Okay, that's how you build a pyramid. Okay, that's how you build. You can do any character you wish to. You can just do any character you wish to. There's no limitation about it. Okay, there's really no limitation about it. You can do whatever you like. I can do print star and print see, I just made a pyramid with stars. I just made a pyramid with stars. Okay, so that's how you use for loops. Now I guess it was a very long video and it was very complex. I know, because loops are complex. That's what loops are. Loops are very complex. At the same time, loops are very useful. If you master loops, you can easily do anything. Really, it's very important and very important. So focus on each and every portion of the video. Please focus, and wherever you get stuck, contact me. I am there for you. Okay, please contact me, and I'll give you lots and lots of practice questions, because loops are quite complicated, and that's why I'm gonna give you lots of questions to practice, and I'll send it by tomorrow or day after tomorrow. So till then, watch the video, enjoy it, and if you find any problem, even a single bit of problem, please do not hesitate to tell me. Till then, goodbye, namaste.